So, I know for sure now that teachers are completely back that usually on day 2, sometimes day 3, or maybe even they'll give themselves a week, that they're starting to look for some side hustles. It is flooding Facebook completely, left and right. No one's saying it, no one's putting it out there, but it's always like just a little underlying message that there are some teachers that are just trying to find their way out. And guess what? I was one of those teachers. Like 4 years ago, I got to the point I couldn't take it anymore being in the classroom, and I had to make a decision not only for myself, I had to make a decision for my family. I needed to make a change and also make a decision here. And it really does take a lot in order for me to just up and leave because I was one of those type of teachers that was dedicated through and through. You can always rely on me, but those are the ones you got to watch out for. Those are the ones that burn out quick. And by saying all that, I know there's a lot of people that are just kind of searching, just kind of flipping through, and they're just like, all right, what can I do? Maybe I should do like a little side hustle. Um, maybe I should, maybe I might do a gardening thing. Okay, maybe I might do that. Or, working at Costco is probably not that bad. It's to the point that you have highly educated people, dedicated, went through school, spent lots of money to be a teacher, still in debt. But now that they're in there, they're just like, I don't know if this is what I want to do. So I just kind of took a look at some of the other comments that I keep seeing on Facebook groups. And I mean, there's tons of teacher Facebook groups, and sometimes people just kind of put some things out there. So, like the first one I want to show, and I'll read it out loud for my Instagram people. And I know someone is trying to request to come on, but just, come and view. I usually don't have anybody to step on to be live with me. So, first thing I will hear is I just finished teaching first period. Okay, school for Maryland just started. Like we just started on Monday. Some other schools have been in for about a month now, especially if you're in North Carolina. But this one just finished teaching first period, and I had 4 students who didn't want to do their work and were completely disrespecting me to the point that started crying in class. I've already got major panic attacks coming into work. And then I go home and I completely have major panic attacks again until the point I cry myself to sleep. This is not the way to live. I don't know if I should just silent quit or stick it out until December or if I should just quit right now. I have a job at a grocery store that I can move to full time for not full time. Ooh, full time for now. I'm 23 and I live with my parents, so financially she's fine. 23. That means she just started, just got out of school. Here's another one. I'm feeling weird as everyone is going back to school. I took a transition job at a cafe and I continue to apply more permanent or real things, but I keep searching teaching job postings and wondering if I'm going to miss it or if I'm making a mistake. I know why I left. It's just feeling really right now. Not to mention the job at the cafe is really fast paced and can be stressful too. Can anyone relate? There's a lot of teachers that, hey, the grass has got to be greener on the other side, I don't have to do any lesson planning. But like I always said, the grass is greener on the other side because they use more manure. You have no idea what is going on behind the scenes when you go to that other side. 2 more. There's another one. It's like I posted in this group a couple times about leaving and everyone say to flee, but I didn't listen. I really wish I had. I've never been so low, depressed, anxious, unhappy. I'm searching and applying, but it feels like there's no end in sight or I'll never get a bite. Really hoping there's a light at the end of the tunnel. And then this is the one that made me spark to speak to you guys today. First day of school is coming and I don't want to go. I had 4 panic attacks since walking in the building last week, and the kids weren't even there yet. I'm 62, single, and eligible to retire, but I can't live on a teacher retirement. I just don't think I can do it anymore. So we're starting the year like that. We're just starting. That's how much of an effect it was on teachers, especially last year. That's why a lot of people are anxious. Like, you think your kids are anxious by going into the school building after having so much time to do whatever they need to do and to make that transformation? Imagine how the teacher's feeling. The summer wasn't enough for them to adjust. And I know right here, right now, in every classroom, there is easily 5 teachers in every school that during their planning period, they're looking to see what is going to inspire them to either keep moving or to move out of the classroom. For me, I was in that place, as I said, 4 years ago. So if you're watching this, we want to kind of do our usual thing. So again, if you're watching this live, hit hashtag live. If you're watching the replay, hit hashtag replay because it helps with the algorithm. And why not put in a couple of comments? So let me just take a look before I move on. We got my guy Robert. Hey Robert, it's been so real. I've missed you. Also, school starts today in Maine. Well, a lot of the people are starting. Oh, yeah, a lot of people are starting today as well. It's on Wednesdays. So they usually do it like for a couple of days, and then all of a sudden the weekend happens, and then they'll take it from there. So when it comes down to when I start seeing this, I start seeing a lot of people asking, well, I want to do a side hustle and I don't know what I can do. So here's my question. Why are you asking perfect strangers that probably only know you for a couple of posts here and there? Why are you asking us about what you want to be passionate with? That should be coming from you. And I know you want to teach. I know you want to tutor. And I just came from the gym, so I'm like all kinds of crazy. I said, why not? I'm going to be natural. So I'm going to do my old woman hashtag and all this stuff. And now everyone's like wants to message me at the same time. But when it comes to making the decision, we made a decision to be a teacher. I don't know what the decision was for you. Maybe it was you were thinking you were getting summers off because I know a lot of people threw that in our faces, but that's not it. We're not getting summers off. We're still working. We're still applying. We're still going all over the place. So when it all comes down to it, everyone's always talking about, hey, what kind of side business or what can I do to actually, I don't know, let me turn all these fun banners off. That'll be first. And then I'm going to be real as real can be. And I'm going to turn my air on. Yeah, because all of a sudden I'm sweating like a crazy person. All right. So one moment. So when they say live, they mean live. And I may look youthful, guys, but I'm 51. So the struggle is real. When they talk about these flashes, oh yeah, the struggle's real. So this is real sweat. All right. I was perfectly fine a couple minutes ago. Now going crazy. But all right, we're back. Hey guys, welcome in. So as I'm saying, little story time. It was, as I said, 4 years ago. I have been teaching for 18 years. And then all of a sudden, I just didn't wanna do it anymore. Like, I my passion was there, I love the kids, but I just got tired of the foolishness. And with that came a lot of responsibility, I have things I have to take care of. And I remember I told my principal 2 weeks before they closed down for the pandemic that I wasn't coming back. I was done. And she was like, "Oh." But I'm like, "Look, I'm gonna finish the year out. At least I have to give that to my kids. I'm gonna finish the year out. I'm not gonna be lazy. I'm gonna do all the stuff that I need to do. But I just want you to know so you can start looking for a replacement for me because I know that's all it is. One person leaves, another person comes in. That's how it things because we all think that, oh, we can't leave because we're irreplaceable. We do. Come here. They will replace you in a heartbeat. You lose yourself so much. They will replace you in a heartbeat. And then all of a sudden, the kids, they will value you because you spend a lot of time with the kids. But when it comes to the system, they're going to replace you in a heartbeat. I know, right? Joanne's saying live is live. So once I made that decision, I had to look up some side hustles because I had bills I had to pay. So, what is it going to help maintain? At least I was able to budget myself well, but you have to keep things going. So, what I was looking up, I did a whole lot of research. There were some things I was like, no, 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 because I wanted to still teach. I didn't want to be an administrator, I wanted to instruct. Then I found online tutoring, and it was just like, I can really make money off of this? I'm like, yeah. Now, 4 years later, still going strong. Now I'm helping other people out to build themselves up because we were told for so long that wherever school you go to, once you're a teacher, you're always a teacher, which is true. But I don't have to be a teacher under those type of situations. Not necessary. And I think what really sparked it is when we had a professional development and the head of the professional development said that in case of a person comes into the school with a thing, a murderous, I don't know, cowboy, I don't know how to say the G word without putting it out there. You're supposed to throw your body in front of the kids. So right away, that told me that I didn't really matter. What about my family? What about my hopes and my dreams? And I know it's probably selfish. Like I will do for my kids. I'm not going to throw a kid in front of a person, but I'm just like, why I'm throwing myself to save the kid. So that means my hopes and my dreams means nothing. It's time for a change. That and plus the passing of my father, it was really time for a change. Something had to give. So here I am doing tutoring. And like as I said before, helping other people just really getting into it. But in order for people to make that shift, you really have to ask yourself this question. What are you passionate about? And I know a lot of people say, well, as a teacher, okay, you did tutoring, so I'll do that too. Why? Are you still passionate about teaching? Were you one of those teachers that knew the information, didn't know how to break it down to the kids, but then you just there to collect a paycheck? Are you thinking of tutoring as an easy, cheap way to get money, but you don't really care about the kids? If you're not passionate about it, why are you doing it? Just to pay bills? Everybody's got bills. Oh, I need money. Everybody needs money. But why not, when you get to a point, be passionate of what you're talking about, what you want to do? I thought I was really passionate about teaching, but then when I saw all the corruption and all the stuff that's holding behind it and how we're trying to filter our kids into a weird way, unless you had a strong person that says, no, I'm going to do this for my kids, they always force those teachers out. They never brought them in. They always forced them out. So now they're all sitting there trying to work at Starbucks and try to work at, BJ's or Costco's or any of those major places. And they're letting their gift and their talents just kind of waste away. So I was talking about this a little bit last night on my other live on Facebook called Ask Audrey. But I really wanted to address it here because we're talking about tutors, and I know there's other parents that are here, and I know that I try to bring the tutoring world to the parents. That's the main reason why I do Two Tutors Talking. But this is something that is a huge epidemic that no one is speaking of. And that's where I question a lot of things. There's a lot of teachers that are leaving and they're very talented, but they feel scared because they don't think they're strong enough to do something that they're passionate about and be able to live a life with it. And I'm here to say you can do that. You can build on that passion. So, again, I'm going to say it again. If you're here live, hit hashtag live. If you're here for the replay, hashtag replay because it helps with the algorithm. And put in a comment. I had a couple of comments earlier because we as teachers, we're always looking for a side hustle. Everybody's looking for a side hustle. But I'm going to tell you the side hustles are just that. They're hustles. They're temporary. We need to find something that you're going to be passionate, and maybe these side hustles can grow into something that you're going to be very passionate about. So I kind of looked at a couple, my top 5 that I feel that teachers can easily dive into and still use, because I know it's really hard that you spent a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of money to be a teacher. And a lot of people stay because they don't want to just chuck that away. But when it comes to this as a transition, see if these skill sets can actually help you build into something that's bigger. So, my number 5, I like to go backwards. My number 5, go ahead, create an online course. A lot of you guys have, including myself, binders. This is only a small bit. These is just the textbooks that I borrowed from the places that I used to work at. They were throwing them away. Like, seriously, still use them once in a while. But I have another room, lots of binders, lots that has tons of worksheets and lesson plans and all that. You can compile all that into a course. If you did Algebra 1, let's just put math out there because that's what I do. So if you have Algebra 1, as you break up things into chapters, you can make them into mini courses. Do recordings, do PowerPoints. If you had those PowerPoints presentations that you used to do to teach the kids when you were in the classroom, reuse those. It's called repurposing, people. Reuse those. Reuse some. I don't think if it's like your own worksheets, yes. If it's someone else's, no, don't do that. You'll get sued. So, but make and create your own worksheets to actually apply to that. There are so many online platforms. Some are very big and very costly. Some of them you can actually get a low cost or free online. Yeah, there's some out there. Just got to do some researching. Um, there's some platforms where you can create a course and then you can sell it on your own. You could sell it on your website. The only thing you have to do is just market it and to really get out there, build relationships, and just maybe do some attracting by doing videos, doing lives to really promote it out there. So you can take what you already have and just tailor it down into mini little courses or books or workbooks, anything that you can do for creativity. So that's 1 or number 5. Number 4, you can be an ed tech consultant. So if you're really tech savvy, you know how to do some of your websites, and maybe you had your own classroom website that you designed on your own using like those big names like Weebly or Wix, or maybe not Squarespace. That's expensive, but if you want to do Squarespace, whatever, you can actually put yourself out there and say, hey, I have taught people, or I've had created my own website, or I've known like so many different things that will help people help with this type of learner or this type of reader. You could be a person that's a consultant. We used to call them like the teacher mentors that would help us, or teacher leads that will kind of help and give you ideas and give you resources. You can do that with technology, with education. Hmm. Let me think about that. Right? Or you could even be a classroom consultant because I did that a couple of times, especially those new teachers. There's a lot of schools, especially charter schools, that don't have a lead person that they can talk to. And when they're brand spanking new to teaching and there isn't any extra support because some of them don't have that, you can actually create that as a business to actually help brand new teachers, charter schools, public schools, private schools, to help them organize their lesson plans, maybe even help decorate their classrooms. I have a friend of mine that's doing that. She's working on that and it's going to be awesome. Um, Maybe help set up their classrooms or even just give them a guided tour or okay, these are the things that are essential for the first week of school. You can do all of that, right? So let me go to the comments. All right. I have one person says the Taco Bell in town pays more than I made in my last teaching job. That was 6 years ago. Yeah. When I was at this one school, when the kids really set me off, I'm like, guys, I can work as a manager at McDonald's right now. They're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, and I probably get paid a lot more. They're like, what? I'm like, yeah, yeah. I'm telling you, the struggle is absolutely real. Then we have share. Okay. Fear of the unknown is a real thing. Okay. But people can build a business. You can. You totally can. So we just have to have a mindset and educate ourselves. Believe in ourselves is a powerful thing. Well said. Okay, we're done. But it's definitely well said because sometimes that's what's holding people back. I was having a conversation with a tutor last night. Yeah, last night until the wee hours of midnight and just trying to talk him through. And he's always like wanting to compare himself to others. I'm like, no, this is for you. What type of clients do you want to have? What type of people like do you want to work with? How do you want this business to kind of pan out? All those things really does play a huge part, but it is that mindset. It is that sense of confidence. And trust me, I wasn't always this confident. I was a very quiet kid. Anyone that know me, they're like, "That was Audrey as a kid?" Yeah. Yeah, I was this doing live with a microphone? No, wouldn't be nope. I was scared of my own shadow. And then basketball came around and just brought the beast out. So that's what basketball does. All right. Now, here's the latest and the greatest at number 3. I feel like Casey Kasem. Oh, remember that? Casey Kasem. Be a virtual assistant. Now, as I mentioned before with the consultant, you can help people, give suggestions, have a move on. You can have like a feedback time, all that. But a virtual assistant is really like having someone that really is okay, this is what you want to do. Remember, you had that classroom aide? It's like a classroom aide on steroids, right? So, this is a person that can take anything, your writing, your filing, giving you suggestions, breaking things down. Oh, okay, you're about to have an event. All right, let me help you with that. Oh, okay, you want to help build your business? Let me do that. You can actually, because teachers, we are magicians because we wear multiple hats. It's never like, oh, I'm just a teacher. Never. It's always like you're an organizer. Like I know I'm an event planner. Hell, I even helped my friend with her wedding. She trusted me that much to be the day of coordinator for her wedding. She's like, Audrey, I didn't have to worry about a thing because I knew you handle it. Of course. If anyone acts crazy, I'm just throwing them out. Um, that's why she hired me. Just to make sure that things are done. If you're an organized person, this makes things so much easier. You're taking the load off of someone's, anxiety and taking all that away from them. So by doing all that, you can actually help somebody organize their thoughts. And by doing all these skills that you love to do, if you're a person that loves to decorate, okay, I'll do that. I love to do making paper mache and all that. Some people do, not me. But whatever you like to do, you can actually be that virtual assistant. Whatever your key goal is or whatever your target audience is, that's how you can promote yourself with that. Everyone does it on Fiverr, and a lot of people are starting to do that now. Now, at number 2, which you'll be shocked that you would think will be my number 1, I'm gonna put it at number 2, all right? So, online tutoring/teaching. I'm always emphasizing this. If you are doing a lesson plan, I feel that you are doing teaching, not so much tutoring. But that's just me. This is my moment, so this is my thoughts, okay? But when it comes to, like, online tutoring, you can still use your skill set. A lot of people wanna go to the third parties. Hey, if you wanna go to a big name third party, platform and you wanna get paid $30 an hour, have fun with that. But there is another way. You can actually start your own education business. This is your number 1. Be your own. Don't just be underneath someone else's feet. Cheryl mentioned it earlier. You can do this. If I can do this and do it with somewhat confidence, you can do this. So when it comes to like an education business, it's not just tutoring. Like I said, it could be being a classroom consultant. It could be a business that you want to help people build, I don't know, something else that will help other kids with special needs to learn how to read, how to do math better. You might come up with a program. Maybe you're good at coding. You're teaching a class on coding. Whatever it is, whatever your niche is, because I always go back to whatever you're passionate about, you can create a business from it. But if you're wondering, well, how much do I charge, Audrey? Watch what I was saying yesterday. You can go to my Ask Audrey podcast and you can get that answer to you. But no matter what, it's nothing wrong with looking at side businesses. There's nothing wrong with that. Maybe that side business, as I said before, can grow into something that will take you to where you want to be. But if you're a teacher and you're watching me right now instead of eating lunch, if you ever get a chance to do that, if you are watching the replay of this and you really want to leave, because if you stay, you're not benefiting the kids. You're just taking up room because your heart's not in it, and it's going to show in your teaching. It's going to show in how you display the information. And next thing you know, the kids are confused, you're frustrated, and then you're walking out the door. Reevaluate, take a look what's going on, and then try to proceed into what avenues. If you want to try some things out that doesn't have to do with education at all, do that. That is like a side hustle. If you know you love to cook, make sure it's a clean kitchen. I gotta emphasize that. I can't take it. Start cooking. Everyone I know around here in Baltimore, everyone does plates. People are selling plates, and they're making a mint because everybody loves a nice little seafood bowl. Mm, mm. So delish. So think I might have something later. But so when it comes to those things, what are you good at? Are you good at making soaps? Are you good at making body butters? Do you want to have a goat farm? I keep talking about my friend with the goat farm because it still shocks me to this day that I have a friend that's starting a goat farm and he's doing very well. He's got his goats, everything's getting situated. He's loving life. If you want to leave and you want to do a garden center, if you know you're good at gardening, start gardening. Maybe teach live courses of how to start a garden because I got 2 brown thumbs, not just because of my complexion, because I don't know how to garden. And it comes to those things that you have to really dig deep into what you're passionate about. If it's education, do it. If it's a form of education, do it. But don't feel like you're stuck because I can't do anything else. You got to change that mental mindset, that teacher mindset to more of a business mindset. Because I know for years, it took me a long time for me to overcome that mindset because it's really poison. It's brainwashing. Let's be real. Okay. All right. So that is enough of my rant for today. So, if anything, tomorrow I'm actually going to be joined by my tutor friend Latrice, and we're actually going to be here again for Two Tutors Talking at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you are a math tutor or a math teacher that's thinking about tutoring, let me help you. Just like that young man that I helped last night into the early morning. What's wrong with me? Um, Come join my Facebook group. Say from the classroom to online tutoring is a virtual community. Please, if you are going to come into the group, please answer the 4 questions as best you can. If you don't want to give me your email, I'm perfectly fine with that. But I really want to know, what is it about your tutoring? What is kind of holding you back? Because I want to make sure that I am presenting enough information. So I'm not just making it the Audrey Codner show in that group. I'm giving you enough information to help you guide you to your next step. So at this point in time, I'm actually developing my Ask Audrey. I'm bringing that back. So I'm probably putting a nice twist to it. For those that don't know what Ask Audrey is, you get an opportunity to talk to me about your tutoring business, any parts of it. We could look at flyers, we could look at your business plan, we can look at your websites, every little thing. We sit there, we talk, we definitely meet up a couple of times after that. And just to make sure that you're just getting the bits and pieces that you need. So it's not so much a big program, it's more individualized. I like the individualized. I know a lot of business coaches are probably cringing right now. They're like, Audrey, you should really have groups so you can expand and grow. At this point in time in my life, I want the one to ones. Let everybody else handle all the big groups, the big name groups. So those are going to be the things that I'm going to be taking a look at. All right. So thanks again for coming in. Thank you, Cheryl. I see you. It's like great talk. Thanks for sharing. Of course, I'm always here. For next time, I will see you guys again here at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So take care. Have a great and amazing day.